right, I'm Steve from Infinite Training,
Bonjour, Michel d'Infinite Training.
and today is our stretch recovery day. So what, some of you, it's your favorite day. It's a great day. You'll need if you have a tennis ball, we have a lacrosse ball, softball, baseball, a yoga strap or a belt, and a foam roller. All right, so you'll need these items. Will we use them all? Good question. No, it's all right. So it's all planned out. So I hope you've joined us in good spirits today. It was nice and warm this morning, not in the AM, but
Yeah, around 9:30.
yeah,
That's good.
nice and sunny. It's gonna snow this weekend.
Oh my God.
So get out your shovel, put your plants back inside, and so we're gonna begin the stretch. We're gonna start on our knees. We're gonna do a few breathing exercises just to set ourselves up. It's so important, breathing. You're doing it automatically. If not, you're dead.
Well done.
All right, so I want one hand on the sternum here and one hand on your belly, and we're just gonna, you can close your eyes just to center yourself. You can keep your eyes open, it's up to you. And you wanna breathe in and your belly hand comes out. So you're gonna breathe in, push your belly out. Exhale, pull your belly towards your spine. Breathe in, push your belly out. Exhale and pull your belly towards your spine. So you want to make sure that the top hand it's not moving. So if you're breathing and your top hand is moving, that's the reason you have your hands there. So if you're breathing and your top hand is moving, then you got to work more on the belly part. Okay, and it's just a sign of the diaphragm being maybe possibly tight. So let's go 4 more breaths. Breathe in, push your belly out. Exhale and pull your belly towards your spine. Keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling, keep pulling. Good. Breathe in, push your belly out. Exhale, pull your belly towards your spine. Two more, breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull your belly in towards your spine. If you start to feel lightheaded, which you might, breathe in, push out. Just don't breathe as deep. And work your way through it. Over time, it's going to change. If you're on your mat, back up, and you're just going to do the same breathing, 5 breaths. Sit on your heels, and just coming down.
The child pose.
And we're going to go 5 breaths. We're using different things to block the breath so it can enter into the rib cage in different areas. So let's go 5 breaths. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull your belly in. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull your belly in. Breathe in, push out. 2 more. Exhale, pull in. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull your belly in. Last one. Michelle's asleep. All right, you're gonna go on your back now.
Perfect day to sleep.
Now, important note, if you're on your back and your neck is like this and this is your stretched position, just put something behind your head so your neck is neutral. Okay, so you're just gonna hug your knees in. Don't you love your knees? Denise, she's a nice lady.
Oh yeah? Denise who?
My aunt. My Aunt Denise. All right, so the same thing. So you're keeping your knees tightly packed in, and you're breathing, pushing your belly out. The same idea. Your chest doesn't rise until you're really focused on the breathing, pushing out.
I thought Denise was Phoebe's friend.
Phoebe?
Have you seen that in puzzle?
No, no. Breathe in, push it as on friends. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull in. 3 more. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull in. Breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull in. Last one, breathe in, push out. Exhale, pull in. All right, roll yourself either to the side to come up. All right, everybody can do this.
Si vous avez des questions, c'est le temps, là.
We'll answer at the end. All right.
We'll check. Is there any question there? No, no question.
All right, so we're just gonna breathe in and exhale and just roll down. So we'll stay here for a little bit. Your hoodie falls on top of your head. It's okay. Just hang out. So you're gonna bend your knees. You're gonna push your chest tall. And then straightening out your knees a bit. Fingers are on the floor. If you can't touch the floor with your full palms, go on your fingers. You don't have to have your knees straight. You can just stay here. Straighten out your knees. Bend. Straight. Bend.
Oh, my knee, then.
It does.
In my front.
Straight. Bend. Straight. One more. Bend.
Bend the street.
Straight. You're going to put your hands on your shin. Now we're going to straighten out their legs. Push your chest up. Keep working on sticking your butt out. It's a proper yoga term. Stick butt out. Whatever gets the message across. Keep your chest up and keep straightening out your legs. So you're working on doing extension in your back and straightening of the knees. And if your knees are not straight, don't use a hammer. It's not going to help the cause. Just allow them to go at their own rhythm. So keep a slight tension, not so much that you're getting a stretch reflex. A stretch reflex is that you're stretching so hard that the body wants to cramp or resist. So you go to the point where you can still feel like it's giving a bit. Good. Roll down again. Should feel like you can go a little bit lower. So you're going to do that. Bend your knees again. Straight a little. It's just a little pulse. Or pulse news.
Does that exist?
Yes, CTV12.
CB2.
Good, 2 more. Good. Put your hands on your shins again. Not this shin, that's a chin. Good.
Not the shin.
Don't go into that shin, they're...
It's dangerous.
Yes. Pushing your chest up. Straightening out your back. Straightening out your knees. Keeping up the chest. Keep straightening out that knees. Keep putting up your chest. Keep doing extension in your back. Come down and then come up.
Close.
Woo! All right, good work. All right, feet are together.
Together forever.
One arm is up and sliding down. So you're reaching with your head as if you're being pulled from a puppet. You can wave. Keep reaching. So you're lengthening your spine like a crescent moon. Arm is reaching, and you're pushing your feet into the ground. Both feet are pushing into the ground. You can tuck your tail to lengthen at the ribs. You don't want to just collapse or tip over. You want to lengthen, so creating space between the vertebrae. Come back to the other side.
I have to wait on the other side too, man.
Keep reaching with your head, so it's not just you're tilting over, you're lengthening and tilting over, which makes a huge difference.
Effectivement.
So keep pushing your feet into the ground. Keep lengthening your head. And come out of that. All right, we're going with two hands. You can use, I always use my thumb crossover as sort of like a little bit of a lock. Michel uses it for birds or butterflies or bats.
C'est n'importe quoi.
So reaching, and once you've got your full reach, tilt over to one side. Keep working with your breath. Your head is reaching, press into your feet, lengthen your body nice and tall, bring your arms down. Bring your arms up.
Hands up.
And other side.
En direct. Du Club Med de Pointe-Claire, BDLC.
Hands up, baby, hands up. If you're wondering why Michel is so curved on that side, he was the letter C in a Broadway musical.
Oh my God. Oh là là.
Yoging, stretching doesn't have to be serious.
Oh.
All right. All right, we're supposed to laugh. It's supposed to bring up good feelings in the body. All right, so you're going to bring your body, find your legs, go nice and wide, and then put your hands on the ground. So if you're wearing socks, and this is actually serious, if you're wearing socks, you're on a slidey floor, maybe take your socks off so you don't slide. You don't want any accidents. You want to have good grip in your feet. If you want to go lower, you go at your capacity to bring your head towards the floor. Towards. Some people can put their elbows on the floor. If you want to go that far, go ahead.
Right. My next life, maybe.
Your knees are straight. Bring them in just a little bit. My feet are slipping. And just bend one Alright, so your hands are still, now your hands are really supported on the ground. Your feet are a little bit closer in and you're bending one knee. Alright, so you get a stretch all along the inner thigh of the straight leg.
On continue de respirer profondément.
You can check your toes if you need a manicure, pedicure.
What do you think?
Alright, other side, you think you should paint your toenails, Michel?
Yeah, which color?
Yeah.
I know it's spring. Maybe orange? Naranja.
Notice which side is feeling worse. Let's go back to the other side again. Remember, we've talked about in the past to stretch sides that are, you want to use the 3-to-1 ratio. 3 times the side that's a little tighter. And just in general, if you stretch something 3 times,
It's getting looser.
you're going to feel the third time a huge difference from the first time you stretched it. So if you stretch one side, go to the other, go back, go back, go back 3 times, you're going to feel that the connective tissue has really allowed you to move further. Good, one more time, other side. Good, one more time, other side, last one. Good, come out of that. Walk yourself slowly out. Engage your abs. Come back up with your abs.
Je sais pas pour vous à la maison, mais des fois, il y a un étirement que vous faites, que vous sentez comme, par exemple, je sens mon côté gauche plus tight, tout ce qui est le niveau adducteur, mais sur mon côté droit, tout ce qui est le côté abduction est plus tendu. C'est de voir les débalancements, des fois, qui nous permettent de voir qu'on n'est pas parfait, et qu'il faut travailler sur notre corps.
So we're going to go on our backs. You're lying down. So you're going to lie on your back and you're just going to bring both knees up and then roll over to one side. And we're going to let our upper body rotate so the knees, both knees are stacked. And we're letting our upper body rotate. If you can't reach and it's too hard on your shoulder, I heard the crack. Two cracks. So Michelle just got a free chiropractic adjustment.
Woohoo!
You can reach your arm out. If it's too much pulling, just take it in a bit. Allow the upper body to rotate. If there's too much stretch in your back, pull your knees in a bit more and let the upper body rotate. Get the stretch more from your hips. It's also important to pay attention to areas that say, don't go there. And just because we're doing it doesn't mean you have to. You have to be mindful of your own self, where you're at. Bring your knees into the chest. And we're going to the other side. Okay?
OK.
L'autre côté.
Change de côté, vous êtes trompé.
Might notice one side more flexible than the other.
Pour les golfeurs là, qui regardent la vidéo en ce moment, là, c'est excellent pour votre rotation. Donnez plus de mobilité, plus de flexibilité. Au niveau de la cage thoracique. Cage thoracique. Ça va relâcher le niveau des épaules aussi.
Good. Bring your knees in. the knees in after she's played. Take one leg straight. So let's start with the opposite side. So if you're going to your left side, your right knee is straight. Your left leg is straight. Right knee is bent, and you're crossing over. Slowly keep your shoulder on the ground and tuck your tail. So fais une rétroversion du bassin to protect your back. You can support your knee with your hand and let it go down slowly. You want to get a little bit more of a stretch, reach long with your straight leg and keep that tucking of your tail. Engage your abs, tuck your tail, and come back to square. Bring the right leg down if that's the one that was bent. Bend your left knee. Left arm is out and crossing over with John Edwards. You know that show?
Rings a bell, but
Crossing Over with John Edwards was a medium show.
oh, really?
Yes. So he was talking to the dead.
Oh, cool.
So remember, reaching your right leg straight, if that's the straight leg. So reach your straight leg longer, tuck your tail. You can lengthen your spine by making your head long. Not only do these stretch out glutes and arms and whatever, they're also compressing the intestines. So it's working in the gut also. It helps move stuff in the gut. You've got a lot of liquid in the gut. So stuff that are rotational, it helps that. Engage your abs, tuck your tail, and come back to square. If you want to get up, it's better to get up from the side and push yourself up. All right. So we're going to work on something, maybe it's a little bit challenging for some people, but I'll just demonstrate. You're just going to push yourself up with your arms, and we're going to support. You can keep your knees at a 90-degree angle.
I'm sure that my worries now.
Or we can stretch out. Okay? So you're on your back. Roll, push with your arms. You can support. If it's hard for you to breathe, just lift your chin a bit. If you want, you can straighten up. Make sure you can breathe. Come down. Roll yourself down.
Feel good.
All right. We're going to go again. We're going to add a little bit more to it. Starting to get warm. It's good. So you're going to come up, push up, and if you want, you can bring your knees over your head. Support your back and make sure that your head is not, your neck is not too compressed. If you can get there, you can put your feet on the ground Make sure you can breathe. So if you can't breathe, then just go into an easier position. Coming, rolling out again. Oh yeah. All right. Getting warm.
Yeah. I just need to.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to go on our stomach. You're going to outstretch one arm out to the side. The other arm is in the push-up position. Bring that outstretched arm, slide it so that your ear and the elbow are at the same level. You can now pull your body a little bit with your push-up hand. So pull it toward your body towards your push-up hand and just twist away to get a stretch on your pec. If you're getting a pinch in the back of your shoulder, then don't go as far. You can add by lifting up your fingers and reaching your arm. And you can also turn your hand out a bit. I'm using my push-up arm to pull my body towards the push-up arm, and I'm also reaching with the other arm as if I'm playing tug of war. Good. Coming to the other side. So put your hand in the push-up position. Move your socks if they're in the way because you don't want athlete's hand.
Seriously?
So you're reaching with your hand. You're pulling.
Smell my foot, man.
COVID foot.
Yeah.
So you're pulling your body with your opposite hand. So I'm pulling my body this way, and I'm reaching my body that way. Remember, your elbow should be at the level of your ear. And you can do an external rotation with your left arm, Michel, if you want to add in.
Sorry?
Rotation externe avec ton bras droite, gauche. Yeah. Just add that little extra.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm good.
Good, and roll out of that. So now, and this might be tough for some people, you interlace your fingers behind your back. So you have your hands behind your back. If you can't stretch them down, that may be the starting position and the only position. So you're looking down, interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades, stretch them straight, your arms, and just reaching your arms up, and you're breathing. You can keep your head on or off the mat, which smells like Lysol.
Please, it's me.
Keep reaching your hands as high as you can. If you want, you can start to extend your chest up. And come down. We're going to go to the next one. So you're bending one knee, bending the second knee. If you can't grab your feet, just stick with one. If you can't get your foot, use your towel or your strap to get your foot. Okay? Put your knees in line with your pelvis. Then bring your ankles in line with your knees. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Start to push your feet into your hands and do a big tucking of your tail. So allow your body to stretch out as it can. You can push in and your upper body can reach off the ground. You really have to go for the limit of your back. You can push your knees off the ground, and as you do that, tuck your tail more. Push your feet into your hands to help lift off the knees higher. You're also breathing. And come out of that. Come out of everything slowly. We'll have a seat.
Want a tea?
A tea. After. I'll have an H.
It's up to you, man.
Okay. So feet, your knees are bent, your arms are under your shoulders, your hands are under your shoulders, you're squeezing your shoulder blades back, lift your bum off the ground, push your knees over your feet, and start to lift up. And make sure your stomach makes golub sounds,
Yeah,
like Michel's.
you heard that. My buddy does
Funny sounds.
funny sounds today.
So if this is the maximum you can because there's tightness on your shoulders and tightness on your quads, hang out there. If you can, go up more, head back, chest up, opening your shoulders, pressing on the outsides of your feet and tucking your tail. And breathe. Now if it's too hard on your wrist, you can turn them out. So just turn your wrists out and find a comfortable position. If that's still too tough, you can turn them fully back. Just find a comfortable position. If not, just wait for the next one. Good, and come out of that. So we have two options for the next. So we're going to do a quad stretch. There's a reason for that. Okay? While we're doing upper body stretching. So you're going to bring one knee, one leg forward, lock both, grab. If this is a circus event because you're unbalanced, you can do it at the wall. And the other option is, if that's too hard for you, just lie on your side and just grab this way and work with that. So we're working to stretch out your cuisse.
Tilt your pelvis backward. Rétroversion du bassin.
Michel is a dog.
Like a small dog. A hot dog.
Keep tucking your tail. Now come out of that.
I'm gonna hold it a bit longer, okay?
All right.
For me.
Yeah, yeah.
Can switch.
You have 8 legs. We'll work on all 8 legs.
Absolutely. I have 3 legs.
Keep tucking your tail.
Oh man.
Oman is a peninsula on the coast of Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Oh, you've been there,
To Saudi Arabia, yes, not Oman.
There's Yemen too.
Yes.
Yemen, Oman. What's up? Yaman.
Yaman.
Jamaica.
come out of that. Should that be enough for the next stretch? All right, so for our next stretch, you're gonna be with your toes at a 90-degree, your ankles at a 90-degree angle to your shin. So they're underneath your toes. You're going to reach with one, you're going to put your hand on your heel.
Yeah, keep going.
And you're going to reach up. And then you're going to go and grab the other side. So we've opened up everything to get into this posture. So your ankles might want to collapse. Push them back. Keep opening your chest, tucking your tail. We're going to do 5 breaths into the chest. Take deep breaths. Let's go again. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. Unroll your shoulders. Come forward. Come out of that. All right.
Be nice with your buddy. Be gentle.
We can do this with one arm or 2, depending on our time. And our time says we need to do it with both, but if it's too hard, so you're going to use one of your arms as a support. If you're going to do it with one, and you're going to reach the other arm back, we're going to stretch out our bicep. You can do it with both. If you're doing it with both, you have to have a good amount of ab strength to keep your body up. So we're going to open up our shoulders. I'm going to do it with both. Pushing your sternum forward. If you don't get a stretch into the biceps, walk them, and shoulders, walk them a bit further back, your arms. Remember, use your abs to keep on pushing you forward, opening up your shoulders. Remember, you can do it with one, so you have that support, that you're focusing on that one arm. Switch if you're doing one arm. Slowly come out of that. You can have a seat on your heels. If it's not possible, just have a seat somewhere. Bring one arm over your head, patting yourself on the back. So you're reaching with the point of your elbow to the ceiling. And the hand is reaching to the middle of the back.
You can stretch your back.
You stretch my back, I stretch your back.
Sure.
If you want, you can do it on your knees like this. Switch. So if you have some nice music at home, this is the time to play classical music or yoga music. You can blast death metal if you want, if that makes you relaxed.
Why not?
Put a candle for ambiance. Just don't set the house on fire.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is on fire.
Good, and relax. All right, so now we're at the ball series. If you don't have a ball,
Take a square.
so everybody should have a tennis ball or something in the house, softball. You can do this on the floor or on the wall. So we want to take our ball, the lacrosse ball, tennis ball, golf ball is a little bit,
Too small.
if you can use it, but I would suggest to do that at the wall. Baseball. All right, so we're gonna go between our shoulder blades. So we have our two chicken wings, our omoplats, our shoulder blades, or scapulas, and I want you to work in between. So you have your spine, you have your omoplat, and between the omoplat and the spine is where we take our ball. So you're gonna put the ball on the floor. Oops. Or you're gonna lose your ball because it rolls. And you're just gonna go slowly into that area. I'm just gonna stay in an area where it's sort of painful, and you can move maybe a few millimeters.
You can make some circles.
Just go slowly and let it sort of relax into it. If you're seeing stars, it's because you're pressing way too hard.
You're dying.
If you're sweating, and it's not a joke, but if you're sweating because you're, just press less, please. You can go all the way.
If you're falling asleep, it's because you're in a good place.
I don't think you'd fall asleep with a baseball in your back.
Oh yeah, I can. Give me 2 minutes, I'm gone.
So I've changed positions about this much. So just go along.
Maybe not now.
Remember, you can do this at the wall. You just place the ball at the wall. So you control the pain. We're going to switch sides.
Okay. It's less comfortable on that side.
Oof.
Are you a dog too?
Yes.
What kind? What breed?
Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
The Chihuahua. Oof. You may do this and you feel it pulling up into your ear, but that's normal. You can have shoulder tightness, which can create jaw clenching.
Yeah.
You can have jaw clenching, which can create shoulder tightness. So just move along and press into the areas. Just go at a tolerable pain level. It doesn't need to be torture.
Nope.
Unless you're doing it to somebody else that you don't like. Michelle's falling asleep.
Yeah, man. I had a good night's sleep, honestly. But still, I don't know.
Oof. So find those fun points, we'll call them fun points, and then you just stay in that area. All right, come out of that. You can take the ball now, we're just gonna go in our lower back. So you just have to watch out here. These are your hips. They're actually my hips, not yours. So you take the ball just above the iliac bone and not right directly in the center. Go a bit to the side. Place your item there.
Your item.
And just, you can go all the way up and down.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Michelle just goes right in. Michelle, if you get a second belly button, it's because your ball went through your spine. So again, I'm using my feet and my arms to self-tolerate the pain. And will only work if your back is not contracted. So if it's in contraction, you have to find a place where you can relax it. Good, switch sides.
Already?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Got more stuff to do.
Okay.
So switching sides. You might find that one side is tighter than the other, it's normal. We are asymmetrical beings. We're logical and asymmetrical at the same time.
Ball. Please me.
If your dog is with you and he's trying to get the ball from you,
Maybe. I seriously can't fall asleep now.
wake up, your alarm clock's going for the next one. All right. This one we're going to go on the wall. And you're going to go in your omoplate. You're going to bring your arm over your head.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
Woof.
Yep.
Ooh-wee. Right there.
Okay, so you bring your arm over your head and put the ball around there and roll around in the wall there. Michelle's taking a cool pose.
Where's the picture? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Painful.
So just go all over. You have teres minor and teres and infraspinatus in that area. Your two external rotators of the shoulder blade of the humerus. In one of my courses, I had this treated once, and the guy pressed all over my scapula.
Lovely.
And then we had lunch, and my scapula was buzzing for an hour, if not more.
Really?
Yes.
No way.
He pressed so hard.
What's the point?
Destruction? I don't know.
Anger management?
Yes. You're doing this in your living room, and your neighbors are wondering what you're doing.
With your lovely face.
Mm-hmm. Just close your blinds.
Or your F face.
Yeah.
Oh, right there. I'm shaking, man.
So it's very important in shoulder health that you're able to do external rotation. So stimulating these muscles are to help that external rotation.
Oh my God.
All right. Woo. So the next one, you're going to place, you have your shoulder, and just right here, so you have your sternum, just about ribs 3, 4, and 5, and you're going to use the wall again.
You can also use a door frame.
Who framed door of Roger Rabbit?
Friend Dora.
This looks even worse for your neighbors.
Put it on out.
God. Ay. So ribs 3, 4, and 5. You're pressing in there. It's the pec minor muscle.
Yep. Bicep too.
It has a direct link to your rotator cuff, and that's where a lot of people get injured, is in the coiffe des rotateurs, in your rotator cuff. So this muscle pulls the scapula forward as well with the structures that attach to the near the rotator cuff. So having this free is very, very important for rotator cuff health. All right, other side. So we're just going in that little area. It's such a small muscle. It has 3 attachment points. One on the coracoid process and the other one on the ribs 3, 4, 5. It's such a small muscle that has such a huge role to play. So if you're sitting on your computer all day, maybe it's very comfortable. If you're sitting using your computer all day, then this is one of the things, the muscles, areas that get tight very easily. As muscles adapt to our postures. All right, very good. So when we sit at the computer, we're rounded. So this area just adapts and shortens. Now Michelle's as tall as possible. Walks into a bar.
Beach.
The beach
Oh
bar.
yeah, see.
All right, it's foam roller time. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use your ball. So in the places that we're going to use the foam roller, you would just place the ball. All right, so we're going to start with the foam roller on our quads. So you're on your forearms, even though you only have 2 arms.
Want to race?
Yes. I'm going to roll out of here.
Oh my God.
Woof. So if you don't have the foam roller, then you just take your ball and you put it on your quad and go up and down in areas. Just take small areas.
Hurts so much.
I'll do the foam roller.
Yeah,
That's my
me too.
choice right now. Doesn't mean it hurts less.
No, not at all.
Oof. We've been training hard.
Lately,
So,
yeah, my quads are, they need that rest.
yes. So tomorrow is, we call it Kettlebell Friday.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Steve.
It's Michelle's turn to make up our class.
Sure.
So our theme is always Strength Monday, Fusion Tuesday, Cardio Wednesday, Recovery Thursday, and now it's Kettlebell Friday since we've been doing kettlebell. If you don't have a kettlebell, just use your dumbbell.
A bag with books, a wet soup can, or your cat, your purse.
Good. Keep going on your foam roller. Oof. You literally can do this 45 times back and forth before the muscle lets go and relaxes. But since we don't have that time, we're going to move on to the next one. Again, you can use the ball or the foam roller. So you can line up your foam roller with your mat so it's straight. If you don't like the name mat for mat, you can call your mat John. You're going to keep your body in line with your mat.
With your jaw.
All right.
My God.
So bring your knee at a 90-degree angle. We call this intimate moments with your foam roller. We put on super détente. Put on some love music. So you're going to go from the knee to really very close to the groin.
They need to mat.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Remember, you can use the ball. The ball is more pinpointed. It's like a needle. So just manage, even this, just manage the pressure on it. Find those hot zones, and that's where you need to go. Make funny noises if it's painful. Remember, you can go 30 to 45 times, 50, 100 times on a side. Other side. If you haven't invested in a foam roller yet,
Do it.
it's a good choice. Your cost of investment is about $45.
If you don't know the density that you're looking for, go for a medium one.
Can you explain that a little bit more, Michel?
Sure. They have different model and different density of a foam roller. Like the white one, usually it's the softest one. So if you're really tight and very sensible, maybe you can take the white model. That's going to help you. They have another color, the blue, but sometimes blue and black as well, they can be medium density. So it's still soft, but a little bit harder than the white. And they also have the black one that we have right now. It's like hard, like hell. So it all depends how your muscle can react to it. So try to find one that's gonna help you to manage your pain and the releasing of your muscle.
Could come out of that. And the bonus is they all come with air conditioning. All right, we're going to go. We did inside, we did the front, we did the inside. Now we're going to do the outside of the leg. So one foot is, your front knee is bent as a support mechanism. Your elbow is a support mechanism. And your other hand, 3-point support mechanisms.
If your elbow is too deep, you can go on your hand. That's going to help you too.
You really want to go at your tolerance. This can hurt a lot. If you're screaming, it's normal. Just don't press as hard. Remember, again, you can use the ball. So if you don't have that, just take the ball and go on the outside of the leg. Good, we'll switch sides.
C'est pas plus facile les grimaces à la maison.
The guy from
Hey?
Grimace from McDonald's?
Sure.
You have Grimace from McDonald's in your house?
Yeah, I do.
So really going near the knee on both sides, it's going to help knee health. And come out of that. All right, so we are done for today.
All right.
Oof, you're not sweating, you're not breathing hard, you're just relaxed. Time for a glass of wine.
Absolument. Prenez le temps. Prenez le temps. Prenez le temps de prendre le temps.
So thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.
All right. Fait que demain, 2 heures, soyez prêts. Un mélange de strength, puis un mélange de fusion. Cardio. Wow. Cardio.
It's always cardio.
Oh, yeah, absolument.